So, beautiful people, here we are back again. I wanted to show you guys something that I think most of you guys never understood, right? This is a trade on Drift Switch 30, but I want to go there. I want to go to this setup here. I told these people that this pair over here, this V251S index, is likely to buy. And the reason I told them this buy was because I already shown them the analysis. So, back in my Telegram channel, if you observe, I sent them this signal, right? I told them that hey, I'm buying what? I'm buying volatility 25-1s, right? I had the low there, then price made this indication that it didn't want to go underneath this low. Okay, so I was like, okay, price, if it doesn't want to go underneath this low, we may attack these highs over there, right? So in my head, I was thinking that if price manages to respect the structure, the previous structures, that means it's likely to push, correct, and then continue to the upside, right? That's what I was seeing. So I told them that hey, I'm telling you right now that if you are to take positions on my pair here, V251S, look for buys, right? And yeah, so far it has worked out, but I'll show you the analysis. Let me show you just the analysis so that you can see. So on V, I'll take out this rectangle here. Okay, let me first okay, so on volatility 251S, the reason I told them to buy was because when I went to the H1, this is the H1 guys, high time frame, of course, I told them that we have a low over here. Okay, price, if you observe to that side, it made a high, okay, and respected that high, and then it made a low, right? But look at this low was higher than the previous low. So this was a higher low, right? Once price makes a higher low and it breaks structure, that is my indication that price wants to continue doing what? Pushing up. So when I have such a signal, what I do in most of the cases, you can set an alert, that's fine. But for me, what I saw instead was that I could take an early entry, have a tight stop loss. Look at that, my stop loss was underneath this low over here because price respected that low. So my stop loss was around $16 and I was making over $70. But the first TP that I had in mind was this area here. So this was around $49. I was just risking 16 to make 49. So I gave out this signal and I told these people that hey, I'm seeing like price is likely to have another bullish run, right? Price is likely to have another bullish run because we have a higher low first of all, and then on top of that, price is also breaking the structure. So I told them that hey, look at your charts, I'm seeing bullish structure, right? Even when you go to the H4, what do you observe on the H4? We have a level over here, right? Let me first increase this because it's not visible enough, I think. Okay, around here I think is fine. Okay, so if you observe to the left over there, we have a high, right? We have a high. Price took out the high. Okay, look at this, we have a high over there. We have a high. Okay, price took out this high, it corrected, went above this same level, so you would have taken your buys here. Stop loss would have been underneath this low, and then you would have entered aiming for these highs. Look at this, I'm not even trying to like overcomplicate my charts, but look at this, I've not used any indicator and I'm still making money, right? Still making money. No indicator, but we're still making money. So the first TP that you can have on this trade is just this area over here, because this is where we saw the price have a lot of resistance. That would be the first TP. That would be around $78, I think, coming to $80. Okay, then when price is done with all this movement, we may perhaps have another push towards these zones above, right? This zone here. So if you are able to hold, you can hold the market until we reach this area. This is around $200. Okay, so the question is that most people will ask me is that hey Kevin, how can I know that now my trade is likely to be invalidated, right? How can I understand that it's time for me to get out of the market and close? Most people, the issue that they have is that, for instance, let's say someone sold here, right? So you are selling here, but then afterwards price came, took you out, right? because most people put their stop losses here. Price took you out, right? Corrected, and you're like, oh, price is going to start selling. So you start selling here, and then price just reverses on you. So this is the same setup that I took, because I know that after price takes out most of the sellers here, they're anxious, right? They're anxious because they're waiting for price to make some bit of a confirmation that it wants to continue going lower, and then they will take their sells. But for me, that's not how I trade. Instead, I'll have to trade when price shows me the trigger. This is all just emotional. This is like an emotional stuff, right? Price just closes the sellers in. It gives them that false hope that it's going to sell, and then it goes above this area to give you the indication that it wants to continue going higher. So when back to the original question, how do you know that it's now time for you to do what, to close your buys? What I would do is that I'll go to the M15 and I want to observe the highs and lows on the M15, right? So we have this sort of low, okay? Price gave us the indication that underneath here it wants to sell, right? So when price does something like this, you don't want to hold on too long. So you can put your stop loss just underneath this level, right? So that will be around $49 is enough for me, right? That will be my break even. That if price goes underneath this level, I don't want to be inside this market. Simple as that. If price goes under here, I don't want to be. Why? It already gave us the indication. Look at that, it took out its low. Therefore, if it goes underneath here, I don't want to be in the market. Simple as that. You don't go to the H4. Now here's the stuff that most people actually miss out on. You don't have to go to the H4 and start looking for like those confirmations of what, of selling. No, you don't go to the H4. Instead, you go to the low time from the M15, the H1, and you look for indications where price changes structure, and then afterwards you get out. Just get out. You don't just get out when price changes structure. No, that happens, but it doesn't happen all the time, because sometimes price just keeps on selling. After it breaks structure, just keeps on selling. There's no pullback, no nothing, no indication, right? Just keeps on selling. It's okay. Just get out of that market and wait for the next setup. But in this case, price gave us the indication. Look at this price. We have another new indication is over here. We have that high. Price took it out. So this is all an indication move. So you may wait for a correction and then maybe a continuation later on. I keep doing this over and over again so that people can understand that it's very easy to trade, especially if you don't overcomplicate your entries. The moment you start overcomplicating your entries, you are setting yourself up for emotional turmoil, right? You're just setting up yourself for matter. I've been there. I know that it's disturbing. So I don't want people to do that over and over again until they phase out, right? So with that being said, welcome to joining some profit, and yeah, I'll be sending more signals in my Telegram channel, so please make sure that you go to the Telegram channel, because I'll be sending lots of quality signals there. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, okay? So hit that follow button, okay? And make sure you don't miss out on most of these videos, because I'll be dropping bangers and bangers. I'll be showing you setups, how you can enter in your trades, how you can make money from these markets day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. You're going to print in so much money that you even start thinking that this is like wizardry, okay? But anyways, with that being said, we thank God that we're able to even see these markets, right? So peace out.